Hello, everybody. I thought I would put this out here and see if it's useful for anyone. One of the fun things I like to do with History Maker Baseball is create my own cards. And the first thing you're going to need, if you don't already have it, is the how-to guide. And you can see right here, I'm on the Play Games website. You can purchase a how-to guide for $15. Comes in a booklet form. I've got it right here in front of me, and it is, let's see how many pages it is. Looks like it is 11 pages long, giving you all the details of how Keith rates the players for the seasons that he creates. But say you want to do a season he doesn't have, well, you can do that, or at least attempt to do that. So I'm going to attempt to show you how I go about doing that. And not only creating the players, but how I like to kind of spruce it up a little bit to make it what I think is a for me personally, and maybe everybody else thinks it's crazy, but I think it's a better looking, finished, polished product at the end. Because let's face it, the standard cards from Play.com for the major league seasons are pretty bland, which is fine because you want the information. You don't really, they're not really going for all the other stuff. It's just basic information, which is just perfectly fine. I just like to be a little eccentric with it. That's all. That's me. That's not them. That's me. So first thing you're gonna need is that guide. Then you're gonna need a reference to get your statistics from, whether that's baseball reference, whether that's retro sheet, whatever you choose. I prefer to do retrosheet.org. That's where I like to go. And so what I'm going to attempt to do now is show you how I would create the 1957 Milwaukee Braves. They were the world champions. They beat the Yankees in 1957. So what I've got is this template. It's called a HMB Win Player Generator, and you can get this, I believe, if you go on the Play Facebook page, there's a on the frequently asked questions, or I believe it's actually in one of the chats recently, where Travis Jansen had this file out there available um, that you could download yourself. It's just an Excel file. That's all it is. It does have a README section, so if you wanted to, go through that or whatever, but you really want player info. That's where we're going to input our players. Is right here, and everything is pretty easy to use. All these things here are set up with drop-down menus. So like the first player you got to create, does he bat right-handed, left-handed, or switch hitter? You can put that in there right here. So the first player we're going to create, I generally like to start with the catcher and work my way around the infield. So the first player we're going to create is Dell Crandall. And first I'm going to put in the team 1957 Milwaukee. All right, and this is Dell Crandall. And he is a catcher. Just put C for catcher. There you go. All right. Next guy is the first baseman. And the first baseman for Milwaukee was Frank Torrey. Again, pretty self-explanatory. Now, I don't remember if he batted right or switch or left. Let's see. I'm going to pull it up here and find out. He was a left-handed batter, so drop down menu, drop it to an L. And I'm not doing any stats right now. I'm leaving these blank. I'm just filling in a couple of the players here to kind of get you going. Red Shandies was the second baseman. And once you get this in there a couple times, once you get 1957 in the letter M, it'll pre-fill. All right, now Red Shandies, I think he was a right-handed hitter. Or was he a switch hitter? Let's see. He was actually a switch hitter, so when the drop-down menu, we'll choose the B quality. Next man up is the third baseman, Eddie Matthews. We know he batted left-handed. So again, just type in 1957 M and it pre-fills. Come over here, type in third base. And we're going to do Eddie Matthews. And just one T in Matthews. I know it's usually two T's, but all right. And we're just gonna well, let's do one. Let's get the starting line, the starting nine, I should say. So Johnny Logan is the shortstop, and I believe he batted left-handed, if I'm not mistaken. No, he batted right-handed. See, I don't know that much about 1957 Milwaukee, obviously. So I'm learning. It's all part of learning. So it's Johnny Logan. Johnny Logan. Oh, it's actually Johnny with a Y, not an IE. Okay. Johnny with a Y. All right, Eddie. Let's see. Left fielder is going to be Wes Covington, and I'm not going to do this for obviously the entire roster. I'm just going to do it for the main nine that they had plus some pitchers just to get you started. Covington is a left-handed hitter. Next up is the center fielder Bill Bruton. I believe he was left-handed if I'm not mistaken. He he was. Okay, so Bill Bruton was left-handed, and he's in center field. And of course, Hank Aaron may have gone by Henry Aaron back there, but they just call him Hank Aaron, so I'm going to leave it at that. Right field, 1957 Milwaukee, and he's a right-hander. All right, let's go on some pitching. Come down here to the pitching. What I'm going to do instead of having to type 1957 Milwaukee all over again, I'm just going to grab all these, copy, bring them down here and paste. That saves some typing. All right, so Milwaukee Brewers, Milwaukee Braves had Warren Spahn and Lou Burdette. Those were the two main starters. Spahn, the lefty, and Burdette, the righty. So he throws left, and I believe he bats left. All right. And then Lou Burdette, other starting pitcher, and he's a righty. All right, I'm just going to leave it at that for right now. We're not going to, it'll take too long. This video will be 2 hours if I try to create everybody. But that's just enough to get you started. That's where we start from right there. Now, like I said, this is an extra step that I like to do coming up. You don't have to do this because it's not necessary whatsoever. But again, I like a little bit of what you would call accoutrements to the cards. So if we go over to the cards section and click on cards, you can see it's pre-filled what I've entered, but there's no stats yet. There's no ratings, but that's what the cards look like. And these are what the generic History Maker cards look like that you buy from HistoryMaker.com or from Play.com, I should say. They look like this. All right, there's the batters, and if you scroll down here to the next page, you can see where we're starting to do the pitchers. Everything's pretty much bland, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to get some logos. And the way I get logos is I go to Chris Creamer's Sports Logos page. It's sportslogos.net. Sportslogos.net is where I go. Go to baseball, go to National League, click on that, and it's going to bring up all the National League teams. Milwaukee Braves are no longer a current team, so instead of in this general section here, we scroll down to the bottom to teams of the past, and we see we got Boston Braves, but we need Milwaukee Braves. So there's Milwaukee Braves. You click on Milwaukee Braves, and it shows that Milwaukee was there from 1953 to 1965. But we need 1957, so that's going to be this logo right here. So I'm going to click on that logo for it to pop up. And now I'm going to do a right click and do a copy image. And then I'm coming over to back to the Excel sheet. And you have to do this, or I have to do this in this little space here. I can't do it on the cards. For some reason it won't take it there, but it'll take it here on the side thing. Do a right click and do paste. And there you can see the It's a gigantic picture, but there you see it's there. So I need to size it appropriately, so I'm just going to play with it to get it sized up the way I need it to where it'll fit on these cards. Probably something like that. So we come over here. Now the batter cards are a lot easier to do this for because they don't use, you're not going to be using this column. This column is free. No spaces there, where the pitcher is going to have both pitcher and batter qualities. So I just bring them over here, drop them right there, and there they are. Now you've got your logo. And I just do a right click, copy, and just come over here to each of these. Right click, paste. And there you've got, why did it only do it for the one? That's kind of weird. I thought it would have done it for all of them, but that's alright. I'll do it one at a time. Maybe it didn't like the way I did it. So we just paste these one at a time. And like I said, I'd do the whole page if I was doing an entire team, but I'm just doing a small sample to show you. And then also come down to the pitcher spot. And this one's going to take some work because I'm not sure. We're going to have to minimize this once we start doing the batting statistics to go along with the pitchers. So what we generally do here, or what I generally do here, is make this a lot smaller and try to fit it in the middle somewhere. Once I put in the stats, then I can play with it a little bit longer, but I'm going to generally leave it right here, I think. Alright, and then I try to add a little team color. So we come over here. I'm going to highlight this entire 2 pages. Oops. Highlight these entire 2 pages. Right there. Right there. Okay. Come up here, and they were kind of a navy blue, so I'm going to choose that to give them a little bit of color with the blue. They also had a red. So what I like to do is take the team name and positions and make these red to give them like their secondary color. Like I said, it's just me being probably way too anal about it, but just like to do it. So come over here and do the red, and it's usually like a darker colored red, so I'll put a darker colored red there. And there you can see now you've got the name in the blue and the player name in the blue and the team name in the dark red or color. And we'll do the same thing here with the 2 pitchers. We'll put them in that darker red color. So there you go. So that gets them. Now we're set. Now we go back to the player info and start putting in the statistics. All right. Now, like I said, I'm using Retro Sheet. You can use Baseball Reference if you like. There's only certain things you need to know about these players, certain stats. You don't need every single statistic. You need the batting average. That's one of the first things you're going to need. I do the fielding last. I look at their running to see if they're stoic or whatever. So the first player I'm doing is Del Crandall. Del Crandall stole 1 base in 383 at bats. Got caught twice. So to me, that's pretty. If he only had 3 attempts and 383 at bats, that's pretty much going to be a stoic. But you look in the book. The book will tell you. It says, if you steal a base rarely or never, you're stoic. If you steal a base every 100 at bats, you're semi-stoic. All right, so he stole 1 base every 300 at bats, so that's going to make him stoic. So we're going to make him stoic. See the drop-down menu? You can pick the semis or whatever you want. Make him stoic. All right, experience. How many years has Del Crandall been in the league up through 1957? Well, he started in 1949, so that's 7 years. And if you look at the playbook or the ratings book, when it talks about experience, how do you rate them by experience? There's a scale there based on how many years they played as to how they're going to be, if they're going to be a icon or whatever. And it says more than 8 years of service is an icon. Well, he's right at that, so I'll go ahead and give him benefit of the doubt and call him an icon. All right. Like I said, this is not an exact science by any means. So now we're going to go to his batting average. He hit 308 in 1957. Obviously, a very good average hitter, 308. And there is a scale in the ratings book that tells you how to rate the players. And there are your choices. 308 happens to fall in the semi-champion range, so he's going to be a semi-champion. Now we come over to power. Did he have any power? Or if he did, how much? He had 15 home runs in 383 at bats and had 11 doubles. So he's more of a home run hitter than he is a doubles hitter. But is it enough to make him a home run king? Does he have enough there to make him a home run king? Let's see here. By the ratings book and by my own judgment, if I'm looking at this, let's see here. 15 home runs and 11 doubles. All right, see, 3 doubles, 15. That's going to pretty much make him because he only had 383 at bats, so he didn't have a full season. So to me, that's a semi home run king. I would rate him as a semi home run king. And again, how I'm rating these is irrelevant. I'm just showing you how to put them in the system. That's the main thing. So for the rest of the guys, I might just type in various qualities, or I might just do the one here and the one pitcher and be done with it. Because it's really not. That's not the point of the video. The point of the video is not how to perfectly rate people. It's just how to get started and how to input the qualities and where you get your information from. So he walked 30 times in 383 at bats. If you do the math, 30 into 300 is 1 out of every 10. 30 into 3, I think it's 1 every 13 if I'm not mistaken. So that kind of falls, if you're talking about at bats, walks and at bats, if a player walks 1 time every 10 at bats, he gets no designation. That's pretty normal. It's pretty average. If he walks 1 time every 15 at bats, he's semi-eager. So do we consider him semi-eager? I think so. I would consider him semi-eager. So I'm going to call him semi-eager. Now for whiffer, for strikeouts, he struck out 38 times in 383 at bats. That's almost an identical 1 to 10, which is no designation whatsoever for him. So I'm going to leave him where he is. Now I'm going to come down. Well, let's look at his fielding. Let's check out his fielding stats and see what he has. And this is where Baseball Reference, I think, is what's used by Play.com because they have the RTO, whatever that rating is, to get the numbers. I generally like to just look at the stats and see how he did. He made 6 errors. He was a 987 fielder. He threw out 23 of the 60 batters who were stealing against him. So it's not bad, not great, not good, not bad. I probably would just leave him alone on this one. I probably would just make him neutral in this case. All right, so that would conclude Del Crandall's card. All right, let's go to Warren Spahn, his pitcher card here for 1957. First of all, he started in 1942, so that he's definitely an icon. There's no question about that. He's definitely an icon. I don't think, let me look at his batting record, because we'll do his batting record first, because all these are batting, down here is the pitching. So we're going to do the batting record of Warren Spahn first. So let's see how he hit in 1957. He had a batting average of 138. All right, so 138 average is a sad sack. So he will be a sad sack for his average. Full sad sack. Stole no bases, so we're going to make him stoic. Come back to his field. Well, let's go and do his fielding, I guess. Because he's a scrapper. He had no home runs. I'm sorry, he had 2 home runs. My bad. That can't be right. Let me get the right numbers here. Yeah, he had 2 home runs and 94 at bats. So he's not a scrapper by any means, but he's not a power hitter either. So I'm just going to leave him alone as a plain old regular power guy. Now for walks and strikeouts, he walked 4 times and 94 at bats. That definitely makes him eager. and he struck out 25 times in 94 at bats. That definitely makes him a whiffer. Now we come over to his pitching statistics, and we look and see what he did for his pitching record. First thing we look at is ERA. His ERA was 2.69. Don't worry about wins and losses, just looking at ERA. 2.69 ERA. That makes him a semi-ace. So he'll be a semi-ace. Then we're looking at his walks and strikeouts. He walked 78 in 271 innings. 78 in 271 innings. So if he had one walk for every 3 innings pitched, he'd have semi-control. Let's see. One walk, so multiply it by 3, that's 240 basically, close to 240. So he's right around that 1 in 3. So we're going to give him semi-control. Oops, wrong. Should have done flash first. But he's going to be semi-control. Come over here to power and look at his strikeout total. He struck out not that many. He only struck out at 111 in 271 innings. So he has really no flash at all. I mean, there's to get any kind of flash, even semi-flash, you need 2 strikeouts for every 3 innings pitched. And the way I figure that is you multiply the strikeouts by 3 and then multiply the innings by 2. And that still doesn't equal. So he's going to have blank on his flash. All right. So let's suppose we did that for everybody, but I'm just doing it right now just for these 2 players. And then we go down to our cards. And there you can see what it looks like. You can see Del Crandall has a semi-champion, semi-home run king, semi-eager, stoic, and icon. And he's all filled in. Now let's look at the pitcher card for Spawn. And you can see I can probably make the logo now a little bit bigger because it didn't take up as much room as I thought it was going to take up. So maybe we'll make this logo just a touch bigger. But anyway, there's Warren Spahn showing there. He's got semi-ace with semi-control, sad sack, eager, and a whiffer, stoic, and an icon. There you go. You could just print it off and leave it at that. I got my Excel file on auto save, so it saves all the time, which I highly suggest, so you don't lose anything that you're working on. But generally what I like to do once I'm finished with everything, to even spruce these up even more, is what I will do is I will print this, but not to the printer. I will print it as a PDF. So I will print this as PDF. And I'm just going to print the first 2 pages. And I'm going to print to a PDF to my desktop. So I go to desktop and I'm just going to put 1957 Braves. So that is now saved. And it's saved as a PDF. That's the important thing. It's a PDF. Alright, so we're going to minimize this. Minimize this. And we go now to, whoops, I needed my desktop. Let's get my desktop because we don't need that anymore. Let's go to the desktop. Okay. There is a program that I downloaded for free called PDF Gear. So open up PDF Gear. And I go to Open File. And I'm looking for the file I just created, which are the 1957 Braves. Open that up. And this is a PDF editor. Free. Off the, you know if it's free, it's for me. Okay? Alright, so that's who we have here. Alright, now, the last thing I like to do with this is add the player uniform numbers. And to get those, I go to Baseball Reference. That's the place I know for sure that has uniform numbers for everybody on every team. So go to Baseball Reference. I didn't want to go to Baseball Sim Research. I meant to say Baseball Reference. What are you doing here? Give me Baseball Reference. I'm using it on my phone while I'm doing this. So what we're going to do is go up here to the Edit function and add text. Alright? We're going to add text, and this box tells us what color of text we're adding. So I'm probably going to use the navy, or not the navy blue, but I could use the navy blue or I can use the dark red. I think I'm going to go with the dark red. I think they'll stand out better. So I'm going to go to baseball reference under 1957 Milwaukee and get the uniform number for for Del Crandall, because I have no idea what his uniform number was. And there may be other sites to get to it. I just like to go here first. It just seems to work well for me. So Del Crandall actually wore number 1. How about that? So we go over here. We're under Add Text. We click the box. We click the thing here and it says Add Text here. So all I do is type in a number 1. Go over here and close it up a little bit. Then move this over here. Put it kind of where I want it, and there it is. So Del Crandall now. Not only do you have the logo here, but you also got his uniform number. And for some reason, I just like it. I just like uniform numbers on the cards. I got that from Season Ticket Baseball, where they put the uniform numbers on the cards. I thought it was very neat. So we come down to Warren Spahn. We'll do the same thing. Warren Spahn. I should know Warren Spahn's number by heart, but I don't. Warren Spahn, ward number 21. So again, we come over here, add text, put in 21. I like to size it a little bit here. My font I use is a 20, which is I found to be a good size. Type that there, and there you go. And then I just print them off. Save it and print it. And I've got my cards. I've got what I want. And you just do that for everybody. And I suppose if you wanted to think of other things to put in here for text, you could do that as well. Do exit editing, and then you can save it, print it, whatever you want to do with it. I'm sure you could do other things. You could highlight stuff. If I'm being real anal on the History Maker cards, you can have the standard cards like this, or sometimes, if I want to be really off the wall and think outside the box, I'll make a home and road versions. So what I do here is click on this and whoops, I didn't want to do that. Get over here. I'm going to highlight the whole sheet, both pages. Fill it all the way in. Come on. There we go. Fill it all the way in. And come up here to the filler color and pick a gray. I'll pick this color gray. So there you go. Now that's the road jerseys. Now you see their road jerseys. And if you want to print that and put the number on them, do the same thing I just did. Move it over to PDF Gear and put it in here and be done with it. So that's it. That's the fun. That's part of the fun. You can do that. You can create your own team if you want. Make up your own logos. Create your own team. Put in whatever. I just picked the 57 Braves just for the heck of it. Just because. But anyway, that's basically what you do. That covers everything. And again, the program is called PDF Gear. It's free. I downloaded it for free. It's not spam. There's no, nothing wonky about this. It's just a basic free program called PDF Gear. There are a couple of videos of it on YouTube that goes through a whole how-to on this. So, actually, what I'll do is show you some of the ones I made for the 2025 season that I've been working on for certain teams. So let me close the original file here. No, I'm not going to save it. And let's go over here, and we're going to open file. And let's do the one of the ones I've been working on is the where do I want to go here? Let's do the Brewers, if I can find them. Where did you go, Brewers? Don't know if I called them 2025 or just called them Milwaukee. There is Milwaukee. Okay, there you go. Now, Milwaukee opened the season on the road in New York against the Yankees on opening day 2025. So I created these cards in their road uniforms. So if we open these up, you can see how they turned out on my side. I thought they looked pretty sharp. So they're in their road gray I've got their uniform numbers on all the cards. We've got the blue, navy blue as their main color. We got the yellow as their backup color, and we got the logo. Very simple to do. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it because I'm not tech savvy whatsoever. But that's the pitcher side, the batter side, and you come down here and you get your pitcher side. And these are the opening day rosters, not the. I didn't use the players that were on the in-season set that Play.com had for free on their website. Although I did take the ratings that they gave for these players that were on that sheet and put them on the guys that were on the opening day rosters. I just used their ratings, so the only guys I had to rate on my own were guys that were not rated on the in-season set. But you can do, the whole 50-man roster or whatever they had. But that's basically how you do it. If I wanted to, say, load in a home team, all right, we're going to load in, how about who do I want to go to? Who might I want to go to here? How about the Houston Astros, as they are hosting the Mets on opening day 2025. So there we have the Houston Astros. They're in their home whites, but again, uniform number, logo, main color up top, secondary color on the team name. And it just seems, I just like it. So um, that's all I got. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. I'll be happy to explain it. If you need a copy of the Excel file to get you started, let me know that. I'll be happy to email it to you. Just let me know in the comments, and I will certainly get that email out to you. If you need more, if you want to see more of this or maybe more detailed thing about how to do it, I don't want to get too much into how to rate the players because this is intellectual property by Play.com, so I don't want to. I'm not going to show their book or anything like that or go over every rating or whatever. I'm just giving you an idea how it's done. So hopefully that is useful for you or fun. If you don't play Play.com games or don't play History Maker Baseball, maybe this was a waste of time for you. I don't know, but if you do, and you thought about creating teams, uh, maybe it gives you some ideas. I don't know. I just think the more bells and whistles I have with History Maker Baseball, the better. The more I like to play it. That's just me personally. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. So, hope you all enjoyed that. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I'll see you all down the road.